Well, good morning to you. We're ready to start our ride for the day. Today's ride will be about 45 minutes. Mindful, peaceful, quieting, calming. Really all we're trying to do is be present through our movement form, and in that way quiet the mind, and sure, we'll get fit. In fact, we get more out of the workout when we are focusing on our form and really tuning into it rather than being distracted. So here we are. Welcome. Grab your lightest resistance you can. I want you to just pedal nice and slow. Really slow. Just like my legs are. And let's just quickly check in with our body and set our intention for the day. So we can take a couple of nice deep breaths in order to relax ourselves. And we can check in with the shoulders and the arms. I want you to make sure that your shoulders are away from the ears and they're just nice down and relaxed. Away from the ears and down. And then your elbows are slightly bent. And your hands are just resting on the bars. I like to keep my fingers free of even holding on to the bars. Just wiggling them like I am now. That helps me keep relaxation in the hands, the arms, and the shoulders. And then let's make sure that our spine is nice and neutral. There's no need to be arched like this or arched over. What we want is a nice neutral spine. And our neck is aligned with the spine. So we're not staring down at the ground like that. We're keeping a nice forward-looking position so that spine and the cervical spine and the rest of your spine all stay nicely aligned. All right, now continue taking your nice deep breaths as we pedal slowly to very light resistance. Just get the lightest possible resistance you can get. And if you're on a spin bike, make sure that you get at least a little bit of resistance. We want at least a tiny bit of resistance. Don't ever pedal your spin bike with no resistance. It's not good for your knees. You're not getting much out of it because the wheels flinging your legs around, so always use at least some. And then here at Revocycle, we'll talk to you about how each effort should feel, and we'll set the cadence for each song, and so you can start to feel for you how many turns of the dial you need in order to get the feeling we're describing. So nice. So let's just pedal easily here for a second. Double check our posture and our position. Make sure we're feeling centered and ready to go for today. Now, if you can you go ahead and accelerate your legs up to around 100 RPM. Keep your resistance nice and light. Let's just get a little leg speed going here. Just feel for that 100 RPM. And as we do this, we want to keep the hips nice and light on the saddle. Shoulders are still relaxed. We're still breathing deeply. You'll notice the hips want to bounce when we get the leg speed up this fast, so see if you can relax the arms and the shoulders in order to get that nice smooth pedal stroke. Good. Feel the warmth coming into the legs, breath picking up a little bit. Good. That's what we want. Nothing too strenuous right now. And now slow your legs down. Notice the increase in your breathing, notice the increase in your heart rate. Just from that, light resistance, fast pedaling. Alright, we're going to accelerate again. So check your body position. Take a deep breath and let's accelerate the legs back up. Try to find the rhythm of the song. Try to align to it. You notice this time it's a little bit smoother, a little bit easier. Your legs are a little warmer. Alright, slow your legs down again. Sit up like I am. Shake your arms out. Come on back to the handlebars. Check your position again. Now, you ready? One more time. Light resistance. Accelerate back up. Smoother than the last time. The idea is that we keep the upper body calm and relaxed as we stitch together the pedal stroke from the hips down as smoothly as we can. Alright, slow your legs down again. Good. Now just keep pedaling softly. And let's just gather ourselves together a little bit, shall we? So our next step is we're going to add some resistance to some fast pedaling speed. So we got about to 98, 99, somewhere in there for that last song. This time we're going to come up to a similar speed. But we're going to add resistance. And how much is going to be different for each of us. But the idea is to introduce a little discomfort into the muscles of the legs to the point where we can notice all the different muscle groups working. And we'll just hold some short ones, all right? So let's get ourselves set in 2 and 1. Accelerate your legs up to the rhythm of the song and add a little bit of resistance to create a little discomfort. In 2 and 1, slow your legs but leave the resistance where it is. Check your breathing. Now, if you found that really, really uncomfortable, then you probably had too much resistance. If that was easy and didn't get your breathing up, that was too light resistance. Adjust accordingly. We want it to be a feeling like if you had to hold it for a minute to a minute and a half, it would be the maximum you could do. Now, we're only holding it 10 or 15 seconds, but that's how it feels, okay? All right, into position. In 2. And 1. Accelerate the legs back up. Find your rhythm. Now, let's notice the muscle groups as they work. You feel those calves and hamstrings pulling you through? Stay here just a little bit more. In 2. 1. Slow your legs down. Bring your resistance back down to 1. And gather your breath. Beautiful. So now we're pretty warm, feeling pretty good. So let's reach down, add resistance till it feels like we've entered a hill. Slow your legs. To the rhythm of the song, just take 10 or 15 seconds. Get that hill resistance and slow your legs forward. Now, if we're actually in a hill, you'll feel your glutes pushing you through the heels over the top of the pedal stroke. So if that's not a sensation you can easily identify, add some more resistance. Definitely starting to sweat now. Definitely starting to feel the heart rate coming way up. We're in a hill. That's how they feel. Okay, adding a whole lot of resistance. I want you to rise into it. Holding your rhythm. Now ease off your resistance, come back to seated climbing, keep it heavy, keep it challenging. This is where we just settle in and breathe deeply. Okay, bring it on back to 1 resistance. How'd that feel? Are you sweating now? Or are you out of breath? Always, always assessing how we feel. It's the only way we can all do the same workout, right? We all have different bikes, different amounts of resistance. We assess the feeling. All right, get the rhythm. Add resistance, very short. But I want you to get a resistance that at this rhythm you could not hold for 2 minutes. And then we're going to transition it. into heavier resistance, slow your legs back into a hill. And one of the most beautiful things we can do is just get that heavy resistance. Close our eyes. And just feel for that rhythm. Just let the rhythm become part of you. Now remember, if you're actually in a hill, you're already getting out of breath. You already have discomfort in the muscles of the legs. You can feel the hips pushing. The hips are rocking ever so slightly as those glutes and those hamstrings engage. Okay, so spinners, remember, with Revocycle cycling, we add resistance to the point where we can't pedal seated anymore. And then we stand up onto it, using our body weight, stepping through the glutes into the pedals. Here we go. 2, 1. Add that resistance, ease on out. Notice that the hands stay light on the bars. Your body weight is into the pedals. And we're just relaxed as can be. Now come back, bring your resistance down to flattest road. I want you to imagine you're in a parking lot. Now use your light resistance. Come up to around 88 RPM. And remember, the best way to do this is to just close your eyes. Relax your belly so you can breathe. Check your body posture so it's all super calm and your body is nicely weighted onto the saddle. And just feel. Now, like we did before, I want you to now add resistance that you could not hold for 2 minutes. And as we add that resistance in, you'll notice a huge muscle engagement. So let's close our eyes now and just really sense the muscles working in the different areas of the pedal stroke, breathing from a relaxed belly, noticing our thoughts. This should be extremely challenging now to you. If it's not, go ahead and add a little bit more. Just a little bit more to go on this song. Yeah, you can do this. Just a few seconds. Good. Bring your resistance all the way down to 1 again. Parking lot, flat and easy. How are we feeling? Good. Sit up again. So if you have a heart rate monitor, that would be a good time to check it right after an effort like that. For the rest of us, we can just monitor our breath. Notice how out of breath we are. Alright, what do you say we make it short but steep? Scary, even. Climb. Add heavy resistance. Revocyclers, this is a 5. 5 for the rest of you is so heavy you can barely turn the pedals at this rhythm. That's our 5. You probably notice how my hips really engage. Yet my upper body stays very relaxed. That's the essence of beautiful cycling. Separate the upper body and the lower body. Okay. You ready to do a long standing section now? It's going to be difficult, but we can do it. Won't be that long, I promise. In 2. 1. Add that resistance so it's so heavy you can't pedal. Seated. Rise into it. Now let's see how relaxed you can be. Let your weight go into your pedals rather than the handlebars. And back down the flat road again. Keep the legs turning. Keep them turning. Now, you and I, together, we're going to close our eyes using our lightest resistance and allow our bodies to align with the rhythm of this song, okay? So take 20 seconds to do that. If you have a computer on your bike at home, we're at about 94 RPM. Now let's ease in a little resistance so it feels like we're now moving along the flat road with some urgency. But we could hold this if we had to 25 minutes or so. That's the feeling we're going for right now. Now, add even more to the point where you could only hold it maybe 7 minutes. Same rhythm, heavier resistance. So body awareness time. Do you feel those hips and lower back really working? If not, get them involved. Cycling is not just quads pushing down. It's hips driving, it's calves and hamstrings pulling through. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes. Feel for all those muscles working. Easing off our resistance, coming back to flat road. We're not in a parking lot now. This time we've just shifted gears down and slowed our pedal speed a little bit. Still moving along a flat road. Good. I don't know about you, but that got me very much out of breath. So maybe it's a good time. Take a drink of water or coffee. I was looking for my coffee. I don't have it here today. It's over there somewhere. We're just going to cruise a little bit of active recovery, taking stock of where we are and where we've already been. Maybe sit up, keep your legs turning. I like this practice because it forces you to keep your weight settled onto the saddle and keep your upper body out of it. It really teaches you that sensation of just using the hips down to pedal. And then you can bring that with you when you lean back on the handlebars. And you check to make sure your shoulders and your elbows are relaxed. All right. So we're just moving along a flat road now. Let's find a gear that feels like we're just riding with friends. Feels like this is something you could hold for 45 minutes as you move along with your friends on a nice group ride. And together, all of us, with our eyes closed, let's just put our attention to our shoulders and make sure that we've got all of the stress out of them. Now move our attention down the arms towards the elbows. Making sure there's a slight bend in the elbow. And then of course down to the hands, which are just lightly resting on the bars. And of course, you can't forget about the spine. How's your spine doing? Is it neutral? Is your neck aligned with your spine? Good. Oh, okay, so we're just rolling along. We'll get another heavy effort here in a second, but this kind of work here is good for us. If you want to make it harder, you can add in a little more resistance now. That's fine. But sometimes it's good to just roll along and really center ourselves. Now as we transition into our next working song, I want us to increase our leg speed. So those of you that added a bunch of resistance there, let's come back to our lightest resistance. And let's bring our leg speed up. We're going to get to about 104 RPM. That's pretty close to the maximum you'll ever want to do on a bike. So we're going to hit 104 RPM as we keep the upper body super calm, very relaxed. Now slow your legs down. Slow them down. So even that will get our heart rate up, right? You notice that? Just light resistance at 104 RPM will get our heart rate up. But now we're going to come back to that speed And we're going to feel for a resistance that is like we're sprinting. And for those of you at home, a sprint on a bike feels like something you couldn't do more than 20 or 30 seconds. That's how it feels. So you already know the rhythm. I'm asking you to add resistance at that rhythm that you feel like you could only hold 20, 30 seconds or so. And we'll only hold it about 10, all right? Just so you know. Okay, you ready? In 2. And 1. Accelerate the legs, add that resistance that feels like a sprint. Now keeping the upper body super calm. Look at me if you have to. Now reduce your resistance and slow your legs. How did that feel? We're going to do one more. Take a deep breath. Center yourself. Let's really set our intentions for this one. Settle your weight onto the saddle in 2. And 1. Accelerate your legs. Add that resistance. Big power, smooth pedal stroke. Now ease back your resistance, slow your legs. And find the resistance that feels smooth to you. Find the resistance that's light. And we're just going to look for this rhythm really quickly, just 10 seconds or so. Find the rhythm on your own. Yeah, got it. So we got maybe say 2.5 minutes left in this song. Let's get a resistance at this rhythm that we feel would be very difficult to finish the song with. Okay, you ready? Add it in. And almost immediately you feel the heart rate starting to come up. Your breathing is starting to pick up. What I love about this kind of effort is that I can actually sense every muscle group in every part of that pedal stroke circle. I can feel the hips. I can even feel the lower back bracing. I can feel the glutes, the quads, the calves and the hamstrings as they're pulling through. The hip flexors as they unweight the pedal. Just about 40 seconds left. Can you add a little bit more maybe? Now bring it back down to light resistance. Sit up. Shake it out a little bit. Maybe grab a little bit of water. Now, add resistance that feels like our steepest hill of the day. And get yourself your rhythm. 1, 2, 3. You guys notice I always put my hands close together when I'm seated climbing. I do that to get my back more upright so that my hips and my lower back can get more involved. Long standing section coming up. Are you ready? In 2, 1. Add massive resistance. Ease your way out onto the pedal. Really driving the body weight through his heels, over the top, through the glutes. Come on down to flat road. Pedaling easy. Pedaling super easy now. Gathering our breath. So it's a good time now to check in. How out of breath are you? How do you feel? I'm very much out of breath, and that last standing part was very challenging on my legs. I like to keep my Revocycle logo nice and tidy up front here. There we go, super clean. So, for this last bit here, can we just push ourselves super, super hard at a fast pedal speed that feels like a sprint? I want you to get up to around 95 to 100 with effort that feels like you're sprinting. And I want us to hold it for 30 seconds. And as we do this, we're going to focus deeply on keeping the upper body steady. Don't swing your upper body around. Don't grip the handlebar super hard. Just keep your hands light. Okay, are you ready? In 2. And 1. Add your resistance. Accelerate your legs so it feels like you're sprinting. Now you can watch me. I want you to pay attention to how relaxed everything should be on my upper body. And now, of course, I want to breathe through a relaxed belly. Keep that pedal stroke smooth and supple. This is deeply uncomfortable now. If it's not, add some more resistance right now. Spine is still neutral. Your neck is still in line with the spine. We're still looking forward. Now slow your legs. Slow them down. Reduce your resistance. One more, a little bit shorter the next one. So maybe you can add a little more resistance. Super light resistance now, super slow pedal speed, gathering our breath. This is recovery. All right, in 2, 1. Speed up, add your resistance. We're sprinting. This is shorter than the last one. Let's work on our form and the lightness of the hands. Nice. All right, slow your legs. So this will be our last working song now. We'll finish up here. So using just the lightest resistance you can have. Let's give 30 seconds for us to recover from that last effort and listen to the music and allow our bodies to output the rhythm. This practice of just being present with the music and aligning ourselves with the rhythm is such a good mind-body health practice for us. Because it forces us to be here right now. Okay, we're going to turn this rhythm that we have right here into a hill to finish our day. So now add super heavy. We've just entered a hill that causes us a little bit of nervousness. And by that I mean it's the kind of hill you enter and you go, oh, gosh, this is going to be tough. I wonder if I can finish it. That's the kind of hill we're in right now on this rhythm. This is where we want to settle in, settle our weight onto the saddle, double, triple check our shoulders, arms, and spine and neck. I don't know, can you guys see the sweat dripping off my face? Can you see that? Now we're going to make it steeper. Steeper still. Now it's even doubly important that we work on our relaxation, because the harder the work gets, the more stress wants to come into our bodies. Now, we're going to add even more. And we're going to stand on top of it. Are you ready? And 2. And 1. Add even more. Stand on top. This is it for today, so keep your form, keep your focus. And 3, and 2, and 1. Bring it back down the flat road. Time to cool down. So get your lightest resistance possible. Slow your legs way, way down. Maybe sit up like I am. Then let's assess, shall we? How do we feel right now? How do we feel compared to the start of today's class? Better, right? Noticing the slowing of breath. Noticing the heart rate come down if you wear a heart rate monitor. Beautiful, right? Beautiful. Come on back to the handlebars. And let's take even more resistance out to the point where we're just pedaling against almost nothing at all. Just taking the load completely out of the legs. Well, I hope you enjoyed our mind and body practice today. We're going to cool down just a little bit more and start our stretching. Just keep the legs going really slow, really light, just a little bit more. One of the things I always want people to remember about Revocycle and about what I think is the best way to approach fitness is that don't worry about calories and don't worry about getting ready for anything. Worry about doing it beautifully. Worry about being in the moment. Worry about tuning in to the muscles and the breath. That's what's important. That will build a lifetime of exercise for you. I promise you. I promise. Okay, so slow your legs now to a complete stop. Sit up nice and tall. Let's take a couple of deep breaths together, inhaling from a relaxed belly. 2. And exhaling 2, 3, 4. Let's do one more. Inhale from a relaxed belly. And exhale 2, 3. Feel good? Isn't that amazing? That's what it's all about. Come on up. Get your legs in horizontal position. Drop your heels and feel a nice stretch in the calves. Now, let's rotate the back foot to the front. And again, just drop your heels so we feel a nice stretch in the calves. Stepping off the bike, I'm going to ask you to stretch your quads and your hamstrings on your own. Take 20 to 30 seconds for each of those. I'll leave the music going for you. Really important that you do that. Keep the breath going from a relaxed belly as you do it. And then celebrate your success today. Way to go. Thank you for being here with me. We'll be live tomorrow, Sunday, the 24th, again. Or you might be seeing this in the archive. If so, look for our live classes coming up. Thank you for being here. You guys keep stretching. See you next time.